What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Cloud Slayer channel. Hope you guys are doing well. Today we have another Monday ramble. It's going to be a short one. Also, to say the least, it's going to be a short week for us, especially if you're in the States. We only some of us work 3 days, some of us going to work 2 days, but some people might have the whole week off just to celebrate. Took the whole week off, right? Awesome. Enjoy your weekend. Nice long vacation. Enjoy it with the family, barbecues, stuff like that, camping. What does people do out there? What do you do? Do you go camping? Do you just stay home? Do you grill? Do you scream? Do what do you do? There's so much time when you take off a certain amount of days to do things, especially with loved ones or something like that. But whatever it is, stay safe and enjoy your time. Because even though it's a long weekend, it doesn't feel that long when it's over, right? The day before you got to return to work, you're like, man, that went by so fast. But a lot of times, those are the ones where you have the most fun, right? You have a blast and various things like that. And when you're real young, you remember those times. You're like, man, I wish those were still here or something. I wish I could have them every weekend or something like that. So, you have kids, you can be sure that they're going to cherish that for a lifetime, right? And it's a beautiful thing to have or be able to give to your children or any kind of young folks, right? Look at my hair's a little messed up, but regardless, they're gonna cherish it and they're gonna love you for the rest of their life. Sometimes you might not even do things that often. Maybe you're more financially challenged and things like that. Which is it was like that for my family growing up. You didn't get to do it that often. Seeing other kids where they're going out every weekend. Chuck E. Cheese or Circus Pizza or, some stuff like that, some weird water park, Wisconsin Dales or something. But, it doesn't mean that I didn't have fun either, We stayed home, but there's always some other kids out there, So we were always playing football, basketball, and stuff like that. But I lived in a city at the time, right? And there was a difference between living there in that time frame and moving up in more northern Minnesota, where there's more sticks in between everybody, right? There's more trees, there's more wilderness, and various things like that, where the way of life was a lot different, where people are a little bit more secluded. They are more of hunting and fishing and stuff like that, and riding four-wheelers or some stuff like that. So it was a big change, drastic change for myself, but I don't know. I come to love it way more than a city life, A lot slower, seemed like a slower pace, right? But it's also wonderful to have such quiet, right? Don't have to worry as much, but I mean, technically, they say where we live at is like the worst in the state or something, but that's, one in like 14 people are like victimized and stuff like that. But that seems like it's more in town. So if you're in town, you have a higher risk of that. But, sometimes it leaves town, it comes out where, there's some goons that get a car and then they find a nice neighborhood or something and then they try to break into there, because we had that a few years ago, right? And stuff like that. Well, it's going to be everywhere, right? Where there's people that need money and they need it fast. They're willing to do whatever it takes to get it. They'll knock door to door to break into it, right? They're gonna plan certain things, and that's scary. But hopefully it doesn't happen when you're home or when somebody's home alone or something like that. So I just seen this video on X where this guy, he broke into the house, but a 11-year-old boy was home, right? And the boy chased him out of the house with a gun. So the boy ended up, he knew how to use a gun because I assume that his parents taught him how to use it, right? To protect himself while he was home. I'm I'm assuming that the parents were out working or something like that. Probably both had to work. Thought the kid, 11-year-old kid, could watch himself, which he clearly could. So it's not abnormal for some families to trust their children alone at 11 years old or something. So not when I grew up down in cities, anyways. But which was good, because if they never would have taught that kid how to defend himself and how to use a gun or something, the burglar could have killed him, and stole their stuff, which would have been the lesser of the two acts committed, right? Because I'm sure that they are more worried about their child or whatever. So people always, they say that, guns only do bad, and, there'd be less deaths and stuff like that. If you legally take them away from people that attain them legally, this is a personal opinion anyways, that, okay, maybe there could be, or, there's those one-offs where people get them and they do kill somebody, or they do snap, or whatever the case may be, because there's a lot of stresses in everybody's lives, right? Then they're like, oh, mental evaluations, like we need to set those up, but they do have evaluations. You just don't know. Like, people could just lie, for one, and two, maybe they were all right at that time. Maybe nothing was going on. Maybe they didn't have as much stress at that time. So there's always that possibility, right? And then, next, if you take them away from people that do attain them legally, how are they going to defend themselves against people that get them illegally? People that steal them, people get them from a black market. You never know who people know. These guys are gonna be out there trying to deal drugs, and they got to protect their product, right? Which involves guns. And if you're selling drugs, you're gonna have a little bit of money, and you're gonna be able to pay a pretty penny for it. And you can get them off the black market. They're gonna sell it to everybody. You can meet up with those guys, right? They can. If they know how to navigate the dark web, they can have it still shipped to them or something, For all we know, I don't know how to use the dark web. I seen that YouTube videos. They teach you how to do it safely because they're going to hack you if you're not doing it safely, if you don't got like VPNs and stuff like that. So because they use way more advanced technology than we know, because they're it's the black market. The probably the best computer hackers out there are tied into that market, right? So it's scary stuff. We've known about it since I was a kid, so I don't know how long the black market's actually been out. You see it in movies where they're like they talk about them and saying that they're like older and old for a long time. They've had it for like almost ever, right? So I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine, but I'm sure there's always been a black market on the computer and stuff like that. I've always heard people talk about it, somebody's brother, somebody's cousin, stuff like that. But for it to actually be real is it's crazy. It's crazy, and that's just the world we live in. We live in a crazy world, right? We live in a world where even people that claim to be your friends could be bad people, right? And it's scary, right? They're there, they're sharing aspirations and dreams, and next moment they're not, because maybe they were preying on your downfall. Maybe not. Maybe you just weren't as close as you thought you were, right? It happens all the time, and it's easy to get discouraged when those things happen. And you got to do your best to stay positive, because, you can't let those things hold you back. You shouldn't let those things hold you back. Sometimes, that was life. That's life. That maybe God was sending you a message or something, Like, I believe in a creator and stuff like that. I was raised around those types of ways. And, it just negative, positive energies and certain things, they'll come from some of your actions, right? I've been I used to struggle with, alcohol, the, and other drugs, pills and marijuanas and stuff like that. But, it slowly dwindled away. But regardless, it's still a battle to stay away from those things, right? It's always going to be a battle. It never ends, because it's never that easy. No matter how it is, like somebody can just tell you, just don't do that. Just don't do this. Just don't chop your face off or whatever. It's always easier said than done. You're always got that in. Like, what if I close this on my finger? What if it's a weird primitive thinking, I guess. That's just how we're designed, like, I wonder what would happen. And sometimes you just do it, right? I don't know. But anyways, you just gotta keep going, and keep going, man. Just like Dory said, just keep swimming. And, hopefully it all turns out. If you know something's wrong, you don't have to go with it. You don't have to continue to pretend to be somebody that you're not. You got to be who you are. Show yourself who you are, right? Keep being who you are. And, sometimes when those relationships fall through, and you realize that sometimes maybe you weren't being who you were, and maybe you were treating others differently or something due to those types of relationships or whatever. Like, you might realize that the whole time everybody could grow, right? And you didn't have to be like that to other people. But it's when other people choose to do that when everything starts to go wrong, right? When people don't realize that we can all grow together, that we can all, we can. It's not impossible, right? We just all have to try to support each other's in different ways, right? We can't make money for you. We can't do whatever, but we can help encourage each other to continue to do things that are positive and that are good for not only ourselves as individuals, but, like for our own families and things like that. Whether or not people actually do it and want to, because we're not a perfect world. We're not a perfect world. It'd be awesome if we were, but, it's like that, the Beatles song, what was it? Imagine, I think it was. Imagine if all the people, stuff like that. So, but you can imagine all you want. It's almost like that saying, you can shit in one hand and wish in the other, and you can see which one fills up faster. It's always going to be the shit. The wishes never happen and stuff like that, because, you're waiting for it. So don't wait for it. Do your best to strive towards it. You're going to fail. You're going to take stumbles. But the important thing is that you keep walking forward and keep going and keep trying to strive towards it. You're going to meet people that are going to put themselves out of your life. They might be fantastic people. They might be a soul, like another soul like you that you kindle with right away. You click with them. But just like when it all came together, they might be out of your life, and it's a sad thing to think about, but you can't let that stop you from progress. You got to keep going forward to keep trying to get better, right? And that's the hardest part of being an adult. That's the hardest part about realizing things when you get a little bit older. But at the same time, with people like that, you're going to meet some people that are going to be in your life forever. You're going to meet people that are going to be there to take your calls whenever they can, or call you back as soon as they can. They're going to have great advice for you. They're going to do the best they can for you, and you're going to want to do the same thing for them. So that's always something to be mindful for. So anyways, I appreciate everybody. I hope you guys have a great one. This is concludes another ramble from Cloud Slayer on Mondays. So if you guys ever want to check me out on Twitch, it's twitch.tv/CloudSlayer53. Hope to see you guys in. You can check in with me. I stream after work, and I stream more on the weekends when I don't have to work. So, but anyways, until next time, guys, peace.